Welcome to 6.6. This is applications of compound and continuous interest. So we're just going to look at application problems involving our exponential equations. And we already looked a little bit at interest, so we're going to just expand on that with compounding interest. So interest is paid both on the principal and any accumulating interest. It can also be compounded continuously. So when you see that compounded continuously, that means the balance increases a small amount every instant. So it's literally compounding continuously every second, okay? When we see compounded continuously, we're going to use this equation, which is different than the one we looked at previously. And it's A equals P times e to the power of RT. So A is your balance, right? Your ending amount. P is your initial amount, your principal. T is time. E is the irrational number, E. It's 2.718 something. It's just like pi. It acts the same way. We use the letter E. We're just not as familiar with it as pi because we don't see it maybe as frequently in the stuff that we do. And then R is the rate. And again, we write that as a decimal. And then don't forget, we also have this interest formula, which a lot of the same things. A is the balance, P is the principal, R is the rate, T is the time. And then remember, N is the number of compounding. So if it's annually, N is 1, semi-annually, N is 2, quarterly, N is 4, monthly, N is 12. All right, so let's look at some examples here. A total of $12,000 is invested at an interest rate of 4.5%. Find the amount of money in the account after 7 years if it is compounded continuously. Round to the nearest cent. So $12,000 is invested at an interest rate of 4.5%. The amount of money in the account after 7 years if it is compounded continuously. Okay, so I just highlighted that important information. And since it's compounded continuously, we're going to use A equals, sometimes we'll just say PERT, P times e to the RT. So P is 12,000, that's what we're investing, times e to the rate of 4.5%, which is 0.045, times 7 years. And again, we just plug that into your calculator. There is an E button on there. I can show you how to find it in class if you don't know. And then our answer would be 16,443 and 11 cents. Remember, when we talk about money, we're going to 2 decimal places. Okay, number 2. Suppose you won a contest at the start of 5th grade that deposited $3,000 in an account that pays 5% annual interest compounded continuously. How much will you have in the account when you enter high school 4 years later? Round your answer to the nearest dollar. Okay, so again, let's go back through here to find the important information. So we deposited $3,000 into an account that pays 5% interest compounded continuously. How much will you have in the account when you enter high school 4 years later? So again, we see that compounded continuously. We know we're using this equation. P is 3,000. That's how much we're investing. Our rate is 5% and for 4 years. So 3,000 times e to the 0.05 times 4. That gives me a final amount of $3,664. And it says round to the nearest dollar, so we're not including any cents. Okay, number 3. A bank offers an interest rate of 2.3% that is compounded continuously. How much money do you need to invest to have $15,000 in 18 years? Round to the nearest dollar. So let's go through the important information again. 2.3% is the rate, compounded continuously. How much money do you need to invest to have $15,000 in 18 years? So if I go, again, compounded continuously, this is my formula, but let's look at what we have. I know my amount that I want to have, right? So that 15,000 goes over here. I don't know my initial investment amount. And then I know my rate is 2.3% times 18 years. So I can evaluate this on my calculator. Just take e to the power of 0.023 times 18. And that gives me 1.513 times p equals 15,000. So then I'm just dividing. So the initial investment amount, again, I'm rounding to the nearest dollar, would be $9,914. Okay, number 4. A total of $2,500 is invested at an interest rate of 2.5%. Find the amount of money in the account after 10 years if it is compounded monthly, round to the nearest cent. So, 2,500 is invested at a rate of 2.5%. Account after 10 years compounded monthly. So, we're going to use our other compounding interest formula, 1 plus r over n to the nt. This one was also the one we talked about in 6.5. So my principal is 2,500, 1 plus my rate of 2.5%. Monthly means it's compounded 12 times a year for 10 years. Okay, so I'm plugging all of that into my calculator to find that would be $3,209.23. Okay, and if you're following along, I highly recommend trying to plug this into your calculator on your own and making sure that you're getting the right answers so that when it comes to the test or the quiz, that you know that what you're plugging into your calculator is correct. And if you're struggling with that, then come find your teacher and ask for some help and they'll show you what to do. Number 5, if you deposit $4,000 into account paying 4% interest compounded semi-annually, how much money will be in the account after 5 years? Round to the nearest cent. Okay, so 4,000, 4% interest compounded semi-annually for 5 years. So A equals P, 1 plus R over N to the power of NT. I'm depositing 4,000, so that's my principal. 1 plus my rate is 4%. Semi-annually means twice a year for 5 years. That's times 2 times 5. Again, we're plugging that into your calculator so that you get an amount rounded to the nearest cent, $4,875.98. Last one, if a student wants to save $10,000 for college in 5 years, how much should we put into an account that pays 5% interest compounded quarterly, round to the nearest dollar? So they want $10,000, 5 years, 5% interest rate, compounded quarterly. Okay, so I'm using my compounding interest equation. Now, my 10,000 is what I'm going to end with, right? It's not what I'm starting with. That's what I'm looking for. So that stays a variable. 1 plus 0.05 quarterly would be 4 times a year times 4, or to the power of 4 times 5. So again, I can evaluate this in my calculator. 1 plus 0.05 divided by 4 to the power of 4 times 5. That gives me 1.282 p. So then I would divide by that. So p is rounded to the nearest dollar, 7,800. That's what I would need to invest to begin with. All right, so that is compounding interest, 6.6.